y'all, it's Susie. Welcome back to my craft room. Okay, today is going to be a fun and exciting day. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do much today. My hip is really giving me a hard time. I'm hoping to be able to get in to see the doctor today, but I don't know. They're still not letting me come in because of the coronavirus. Here in South Carolina, our cases are rising every single day. Anyway, so what we're going to start with is this little Trifold tag booklet, and it is so simple to make. I mean, really, it is so simple to make. What we're going to do is we're going to take just and I used a piece of the paper that I had backed, that from the kit that I had backed with the coffee dyed paper, but you don't need to. You can use just regular coffee dyed paper, but if you happen to have some of these left, great time to use them up. So we're just going to fold this in half, and you can cut it or you can tear it. Doesn't make a difference, which one you want to do. For me, I'm just going to tear it. Y'all know how I am about cutting. Well, it might be bad. I mean, yeah. Doesn't look like I'm going to be very good at tearing today either. Okay, so anyway, what we want to do at this point is we want to fold up about 1 inch at the bottom. And actually, you know what, let's fold under a little piece. Since we're going to be taking tags in and out, let's fold under a little piece. I didn't have to do that because when I was using the, card, or you can use, the 2 pieces of copy paper glued together, and then we're going to fold that up. And we could have folded that out if you like to look at the little lip, on the outside. So either way, it's up to you. But what that'll do is that'll reinforce that edge for when we take tags in and out. So then we're going to fold that up, maybe, half to inch, something like that. Kind of, line it up with the sides the best you can. Kind of get it even across there, best you can. Even-ish. And then we're going to fold this in thirds. And I kind of, do it this way to see which way I need to adjust instead of measuring. Okay, so I need to move this out just a little hair. Don't like I moved it up. Oh, I think that was too much, wasn't it? Yeah, it was too much. Let's go back to right here. Right here, we're going to call this close enough. Alright. Everything lined up and smush it down. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to glue this little strip down. Just want to put some glue, right along this outer edge and kind of right up the side here. I'm going to use a paper towel today. My recycled white bin took a dive off the other side, and with my hip the way it is today, I am not going after it. Alright, so now all we have to do is glue right up here, right up this seam, right up this seam, and right up here. That's it. Now if you're going to sew, you can just sew those up, and that'll do it. So, but we're not going to sew. Well, I'm not going to sew. Y'all can sew. I'm still debating on whether or not to, at the end, show y'all my inspiration journals that I make for each of the artists that I learn things from. But I'm just not sure. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to glue that in place. And then all you have to do at this point is cut tags that'll fit in those little pockets. So, y'all know how to make tags, so I'm not going to go through that right now. Tomorrow, we are going to use our scraps, and we're going to make a master board, and maybe cut some tags out of that. And so that, we can definitely make tags for these then. We can make tags for everything then. So, that's all there is to that. That is so simple and easy. So, that took, a whole couple of minutes to do. Oh, and then for this one, all I did was I took a paper clip, took a little piece of scrap sari silk, tied it on there, and held it closed. Now you can take a ribbon, wrap it around there, glue it across the back and tie it up, and that'd be cute, or a piece of twine or whatever, string, whatever you want to use. Okay, next piece. This piece is, this is really cool. This has a little pocket here, and this has a flip up here. Now when G made hers, she only had the pocket here. She didn't leave this as a flip up, but that just gives extra journaling space. So I wanted to put that on there. But this opens up like this, and and like this. And so what you have is you have a pocket here, and a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket over here. So that's pretty easy to do too. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to make a square out of it. And of course, to do that, you just take and you fold it like that. And we're not actually going to fold it. We're not going to crease it. We're just making our mark as to where we're going to cut it off. And if you have a trimmer, great. And if you don't, you can measure it from there, measure up, and make your line on the other side. So I marked that so lightly I can barely see where I marked it. I don't know if I ever said it or not, but I hate this trimmer. I will be so glad when I can get new blades for it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then with this piece, I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut that. I might. And I actually think this piece is better with the card than it is with just, or the, double, the glued together pieces of coffee dyed paper. Because this just does not give you, very much bulk or, what am I trying to say? Much strength for taking tags in and out. So I would definitely use card for this. But we're going to fold this piece in half this way. Both of them. And then we're going to cut them. And the reason I didn't cut the pieces in advance is I wanted to show you how I do this whole process. And we're not going to make tags for this today since we're going to do our collage masterboard out of our scraps. And then we can make the tags out of that. Alright. And, if I use my trimmer, this would look so much better, but anyway. So, if you're using pattern paper like I did here, you want to be aware. These are this way because this way your tags won't fall out when you fold it up. Because you're going to have that tucked in that way and that way. And that kind of leaves these tags like that. You can do them however you want to. But if you're using pattern paper, you don't really want, like say, the bird sitting this way or maybe the flower sitting this way. Not that it would matter too much, but, I was aware of that when I did that. But since we're doing this, it's not going to matter much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fold this in half this way. And then we're going to open it up and fold it in half this way. Okay, and then we're going to take one of these and I'm going to glue it on to here. And make sure you don't get right into the crease of that or it's not going to fold exactly correct. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue here across the bottom and up the other edge. And I'm just going to stick that down. Like I said, be real careful not to get too close to the crease, but you want it to line up with the bottom, best you can. Okay. And it's better to have your any excess hanging over the edge so you can trim it off. And so I'm going to glue a piece here, same way. I'm just going to go down each end, or yeah, each side I guess, and then across the bottom. And then down through here. Okay. And again, I avoided getting too close to that crease line there and there. We want this to fold up right. Alright, so now I'm going to take and glue a piece here and one over here. Again, I'm going to go down each end and then across the bottom. And again, we want to avoid that crease. I almost got too close, almost messed up there. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to glue each end and across the bottom. I'm a little bit shaky today, so y'all kind of bear with me. Alright. Alright, now, that's done. So this is going to be the right here, you know, on where this one is. I'm going to cut just right here to the middle crease. If I can see. Alright, so what this does now, that allows us to fold this in that way, this up this way, and this over this way. And then you have that. And it would be a great time to trim up your edges. But be careful. You can't trim this or this because then you'll, you know, cut your piece apart. But you can kind of trim up your edges if, you know, you have any overhanging or, you know, didn't get it folded exactly right like me. And I don't know if y'all know, but if you have an opportunity and you can cut towards the fold, you always want to do that. It makes your piece come out better. Your ends don't tend to come apart when you do that. So that's just kind of a little helpful hint in case you didn't know. I'm sure y'all did, but just wanted to share it. Okay, so that makes that piece, and that's all there is to it. So then you can decorate it however you want to. And then, well, I did a lousy job on that, didn't I? Did I miss? Oh, what have I done? Here, here, and here. Oh, I didn't have that folded exactly right. All right, that looks better. Now we take a piece of ribbon, tie it around there, a piece of string. We can put another paper clip on there. Let's see if I have another one. I do. You know, tie something on there, whatever you want to. And that does that piece. And again, you know, we'll make tags out of our master board. So that's all there is with that one. Okay, now this one is so cute. It's a little bit trifling to make, but it is really cute. I hope y'all can see this. Uh-oh, I hope that didn't glue in. It didn't. Okay. And so we end up with that. And you can put like little butterflies, little flowers, hearts, whatever you want to right here, just to kind of decorate it up a little bit. But when you get ready to put it in the pocket, all you have to do is fold it up like that. We put a little tab up here, and we stuck it in the little pocket. And that's all there is to it. So, what you want to do is you want to cut 3 pieces the same size. So, what I did was I took a piece of, you know, you can either use the cardstock or you can use your doubled up pieces of coffee dyed paper. And then I'm just going to cut that in half like this. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of fold this in thirds just to, you know, kind of make some even size cards because we're going to cut along those fold lines, and then we can even them up once we're done. But just kind of for, you know, eyeballing it for right now. It's just an easy way to make some cards. You can make these short, you can make them long, you can do them however you want to. It's all up to you. So even if you have a scrap, you don't have to cut, you know, a whole piece to accomplish this. You can just use, you know, a scrap to do it. So now I'm going to cut along those fold lines to make my journaling cards. Alright, then I kind of want to put them together and trim up the edges to kind of match, because you see there's a couple that are bigger than the other one. And they don't have to be exactly the same size, just, you know, same size-ish. So, That's all there is to making the little journaling cards. Okay, so then you're going to want to make your little packet to stick your journaling cards in. And so this is, your packet is going to have to be, it needs to be taller than this. So, but it's going to have to be wide enough, and you're going to have to be real careful if you're just barely, if you barely have enough room to glue it together. But this actually needs to be shorter than this, so your cards will stick out just a little bit. So I'm going to use this and kind of measure and see, and I want to leave me just a little extra room for gluing because I'm a little bit heavy-handed. And I'm going to call that good. Oh, I don't want to cut that. I want to cut this. Okay, and so now all I have to do with this is glue down one edge and across the bottom. Again, if you have scrap, you can use scrap, and then of course you would have to glue on 3 sides. And I probably should have used my 3-in-1 glue on this just to make it a little bit sturdier, but this will be fine. Alright, now I'm going to put this under something heavy to dry for a few minutes. When you're making your ribbon, when you're attaching your ribbon, and I don't know, let me see what I can grab real quick. Well, I planned this out nicely, didn't I? That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? Alright, so you want to figure out which side is up, and on this is so light I don't know that you could tell the difference, but you're going to want to take and kind of lay these out to figure out how much ribbon you're going to need. And this gets a little bit tricky. Alright, so this is one space, and you want to leave just a little bit of space in between there. And then we're going to do one, or this will be number 2, and a space. Uh-oh, this ain't going to work. We'll leave a little bit of space. And then you can cut that off, if I did that right. So that'd be 1 space, 2 space, 3. Okay, so that should be enough. I'm going to leave it a little bit long. Okay, so at the top, we're going to leave that a little bit long because we're going to tuck that under. Now you may, you may want to cut some copy dyed paper to put on the back of this to cover your ribbon up for journaling. I did not on the other one, and I'm not going to do it on this one just for video purposes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, just kind of put a strip down the middle. Maybe. Ugh. And this was working fine earlier. There we go. Kind of the middle-ish, I'll leave that a little bit long. Alright. Then I want to leave a little tiny bit of space, and then a space. A little tiny bit of space, and then I'm going to glue this one down. So it's going to have to go right under here like that, but I'm going to leave that one in place for a minute. Because see what happened? I just knocked that for a loop. Alright, so I kind of want to go right down the middle-ish of this one. Let's put this back in place to make sure I'm right. So I say this can be a little bit fiddly to mess with, but you can do it. If I can do it, y'all can do it. Trust me. That one moved up just a little, so I'm going to move it down. Okay. And then we're going to have a space. So I'm going to take this first card and fold it over a little bit. Just leaving a little bit of space between those two. And this is going to go down here. So I want to take a little bit down the middle. Be real careful that you don't glue this to this. So once you're pretty sure you got it in place, get that out the way, especially if you're using, you know, little fine or thin ribbon like that. Okay. All right. Then you can cut this off. When you cut it off, make sure that, you know, you leave just a hair so you can either you know, take a match or a lighter or something, you know, and burnish that off, or, you know, you may even want to just turn it over and glue it a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do since I don't have a lighter handy. And that way I know it's not going to fray. Ooh, goodness, I've got a volcano going on here with that glue. I swear I don't know why it started doing that. Now, if you're going to add your coffee dyed paper to the back, now would be a great time to do that. And then up here, I want to loop this over a little bit and leave it just a little bit long so that I have a tab to pull with. Okay, we'll give that just a minute to dry. And what did I do with the piece that I cut to put these in? Well, y'all saw I just made it, so it's got to be here. Oh, I forgot to show you on this. I'll go back to that in just a second. Well, I had my little pocket somewhere. Oh, I got it drying. Duh. Okay, so got a little pocket here. They seem dry enough. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these in on top of each other. And like I said, you can put an embellishment here, which will be super, super cute. And you just fold that up, and then stick it in your pocket. You can put, you know, flat decorations on here, words, you know, butterflies, birds, you know, flowers, whatever. And that just fits right in your pocket. And then when you get ready to pull it out, you just pull that tab and out it comes. So that's all there is to that. Really easy, just, you know, a little bit tedious to work with that ribbon. All right, on this one I forgot to show you, if you'll take and measure this, and this one happens to be a, well, you saw how I made the square, so whatever the square comes out to, about a 3 3/4 or so, and it'll be the same width, inches. And what you want to do is you cut out a piece of paper the same size as your square, and then you'll just fold it, you know, triangle to triangle. Now you can glue the whole thing down, you know, glue this together if you want to, if you don't want that flip up, or you can just glue around 3 sides of this, and that way you have a pocket here, and you also have journaling space here. So I forgot to show you that outside flap, so I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, now this one is super, super easy as well, and this is made almost identical to like the first one that we made. And what it is we're going to use a whole sheet of paper, and we're going to fold this up to about an inch or so from the top. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. I almost messed up, didn't I? About an inch from the top. And then we're going to fold this piece over like this. Kind of evenish, if you can. Obviously, I didn't get mine evenish. Alright, got that adjusted. Open that back up. And then we're going to fold this piece down a little bit. And, of course, you can fold it in, too, if you don't like the look of the lip being there. But this is going to just, you know, give some more stability to, you know, where you put your tags in and out of. Alright, so now I'm just going to fold this in thirds. It doesn't have to be exact, just, you know, close. Okay, I think that's close enough. Alright. So, we have that done. And we're going to cut. Let's put that back down. Actually, let's just go ahead and glue that before we forget. That gets that out of the way too. Alright. So, now I'm going to cut from here just to this fold line right there. Both slits. Alright, now right here you can make a decision. You can leave 3 pockets. If you're going to sew this, you're going to want to sew up here and across up each end, but you know, we're not going to sew right now on video, so this is kind of what we're going to do here. So anyway, you can decide if you want to, say, glue that down, you know, and just have the 2 pockets, and that way it looks a little bit different. I mean, it'll look good folded down, but it just kind of gives it a little different look. Or maybe you can leave this one down and put 2 here. I like all 3 pockets because I'm pocket greedy, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down along the edge here and down both creases here and down this end. I'm going to fold that up. Get it mashed down good so it stays. Alright. Now, here's what you kind of want to do. And you may want to measure in, say, you know, 1/4 inch or something like that, and mark it if you want to, you know, if you're a terrible cutter like me. On each little flap. Okay, and then from your little marks, just cut from your mark to the corner. Kind of straightish, if you can. And same on each flap. And that just kind of gives it the envelope, you know, flap look. Plus it makes it fold up really nice. And obviously mine are off, and that's okay. You know, I don't think the measurement police are going to be checking it out to see if I did it exactly right. If they do, I'm going to send them to your house. Just kidding, of course. Okay, so that's how that looks finished. And that's all there is to it. So simple. I mean, really, so simple. If you don't like the way that looks, then you close it up that way. You know, and that just kind of bigger there. But, you know, and you can always trim it off if you want to, you know, to make, or fold it, I guess, a little more, but that's going to make it kind of weaken that seam. But I could always put a piece of thing on it, and see, now that folded up nice. And again, you can take a paper clip if you want to, close it up. You can tie it up with string, twine, a ribbon, whatever you want to do. That's all there is to that. It's so simple, so easy. Okay, so what do I have left here? Okay, I'm going to save that for last. All right, I think. No, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do this, I think. This is just an embellishment. Just a journal page embellishment. Really, really, really easy. All right, so what I did on this is I measured this card to be, and I wrote my measurements down. Bear with me just a minute. 3.5, all right, by 5. Wait. That is not correct. I did 3.5 by 3.